Hello everybody, and I know I barely do any videos lately here that have to do with vlogging, and even more rare that I do them in English. But I saw the need in this topic and I thought I was gonna answer this question. Some of you guys know I hold dance workshops in different cities. So every time I said a boogaloo workshop, because you saw on the subject, and I announced that I'm gonna be teaching boogaloo, the most common question is, what is boogaloo? What is boogaloo? What is boogaloo? Can you show me a video about boogaloo? I don't really understand what that is. I don't know what's boogaloo. And most people are confused with the other side of boogaloo, and they think that I actually mean electric boogaloo, which is something very different. So I decided to make a video answering this question. The only reason why you see me with this makeup and with this hair is because I was recording a burlesque video. By the way, if you would like to check my burlesque dancing, it's very sexy. There's no nudity, but it's very sexy, it's very nice. Sometimes I have pasties. It's very cool, very cute. I will leave the link down below and you can follow it. So boogaloo is basically, or started basically as a dance on the 60s. The word is probably the evolution of the word boogie, boogieing down, or boogie in the 40s. And yes, we hear that also on the 70s and 80s, and we hear it all around. And boogie just means to get down into something, or to dance, to let yourself loose while you're dancing. And I'm talking about the dance perspective, and you know that this channel is about dancing, so of course I'm gonna talk about boogaloo dance. So since my class it's on Latin boogaloo, because that's what I teach, let me tell you a little bit of a story behind it. And please don't take my word as the word of God. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna miss. There's a lot of things that you might not agree with what I'm saying. If you would like to have more information about boogaloo, please watch the documentary We Like It Like That. It's gonna come up in your screen right now. And this documentary talks about the story and actually has people that was actually there, that made the music, that made the dancing, that lived it, that saw it, and they give their opinion from their point of view. And it's highly recommended if you would like to answer more questions about this subject. Boogaloo is something was born in New York City, specifically in Harlem. Back in the 40s and 50s, a lot of the migration from Cubans and Puerto Ricans settled up there in Harlem area. These people at home listen to mambo, cha-cha-cha, guaguancó, son montuno, and all of the things that they brought from their lands up into New York City. Later, an immigrant had children, and these children were struggling to find their place. At home, they listened to mambo, guaguancó, and cha-cha-cha, but in the radio, they heard soul, R&B, blues, and the music that was popular around the 1960s. In that struggle to find their place, what these kids did was create their own style of music. We can say that boogaloo is the first Latin American music born in the US, and probably the most representative, the most iconic. Yes, salsa it is, but salsa took something that was more Latino, but didn't really take anything that was American or Black American in this sense. So now we got these kids trying to find their place, these kids, sons of immigrants, trying to find their place on the 60s, listening to one thing at home but another thing at the radio. And that is basically, I will call it like that, the marriage of rhythm and blues mainly and mambo per se. That marriage and that fusion, it's the most accurate definition of boogaloo that I can find. Some people might agree, some people might disagree, because of course inside boogaloo there is cha-cha-cha, son montuno, mambo. There's a lot of things involved, but I think the thing that repeats itself constantly, it's R&Bs and mambo. We have R&B, we got blues, we got soul, we got all of this music, but at the same time it's getting fusion and finding itself in the middle. That marriage and that fusion I will call boogaloo. So going back to people criticizing, telling me you can teach boogaloo, in our days it was just freestyle. The way that I teach it is, I teach some basic mambo, I teach some basic moves for rhythm and blues, and I teach some basic move which is more of a salsa style. I teach the different options that you have to dance the same thing, and then I let people decide. This is more than a class. We tell the cultural story behind the music, we plant the seed, we show you different styles of song, different speeds, we show you the 60s free style of dancing, and I also show you the mambo in case you were more inclined to dance as mambo. We also show some basic cha-cha-cha in case you would like to express your dancing as cha-cha-cha. My personal style, what I like the most, as you can see in the videos, is more leaning to the 60s and sometimes more leaning to a British style of Latin soul, which was very popular down there as well in England. So let me know what you think about this topic, because of course there's a lot of things that I missed, because first of all, I was not there, and even the way that I teach it is I teach in options through time. I'm able to see to the past and I'm able to see to the present, and from there take different options that you can dance at home. I'm gonna have a boogaloo class coming up in New York City this February, so if you would like more information, I will leave all the links for the tickets and all the information down below. Again, this is for New York City, and don't ask me about another city because right now I don't have any plans for that. I will see you next time, and take lots of care.